Hey there, my name's Frog, my friends call me Ryan. Have you seen Ghost Hunters Corp and you thought, is that not just Phasmo? Well, in this guide, I'm going to give you a quick rundown of how to use most, if not all, of the tools, how to avoid getting killed, because it is a lot harder than Phasmo, in my opinion. But from what I've read and from what I've experienced, I know a couple of good tactics now, and I'm going to share my thoughts. So when you first get in, you'll see here in early access, it'll say multiplayer co-op is a work in progress. It is still a little buggy, I'm not going to lie to you, but give it a chance. I really do think this game can go places. Okay, so they say about, there's a tip for opening and closing the doors. When the door's closed, you'll hear like a click. So right now it's closed. We'll walk through it, listen for the click. That's how you know it's closed. Now, if you're being chased, a good little tip here is get the ghost behind the door and hold it. Now, the ghost or spirit is going to hit the door 5 times. On the 5th time, that door's going to break. So run. So right here, there's some other things. So standard camera, for example, you press E to pick that up. This comes with 5. This would be like a bought camera. The standard one that you would get from, you know, from the game that you just go into house, they'll give you 3 shots. So if you buy something, generally in this game, it will give you something extra for it. So right now you see, you can take photos of, just like Phasmo, you can take photos of writing in the book, take photos of wall writing, you can take photos of stuff like that. There's also cursed objects. You see there, cursed object. So let's just go over the occult reading first. So this is an occult sniffer. You turn it on with a right click. All right, now if you go over to this cursed object, you'll see that it's about 4 on the occult sniffer, between 3 and 4, right? When you pick them up, make sure you take them to your van, because they're the money. They're the money. You see model Mel 870-G. You see how that says 20? The OOC, as long as it's 8 and above, there's something cursed there, or the ghost is there, right? There's also a temperature under there. So you're looking for negatives or you're looking for 0. This room temperature 16, doesn't matter. Now there is something here, but we can't see it. How we find that out? And you know something's there because of the OOC, right? So we're going to go to the camera again. Now you see the pentagram, right? And there's also an invisible, see that invisible cursed object. So how we resolve that, to bring it into this world, we're going to get the instant camera. I'm going to pick that up. We're going to go to where it is. I personally stand on it. Take a photo. Boom. Now it's in the real world. And you can use this camera to take a photo of it and get some more money for those photos, right? All of these things you can take. Well, obviously not this. Unless you can take the carpet with you. I don't think you can yet. I don't think they'll bring that in personally. Anyway, so you can just pick the stuff up, take it to your van, and you get more money. Next up, we're going to go to the automatic writing book. Now, this might look like a ghost writing book, and it is. So you drop it on the floor, and you say, Spirit, can you write in the book? So everything in this game, you have to say Spirit before for it to, like, listen. Crucifix. So this is a protection item. There's 2 protection items, the statue and the crucifix. The crucifix is going to protect you against a shadow, a poltergeist, and a demon. And this can work. Basically, how they work is this puts a small circle field around you. And you can have this on you, as in holding it like this, or you can put it on the floor. However, the statue only works against revs and children. And that only works on the floor. But it does do a bigger circle. They do wear out. They're not going to live forever. Once they turn grey, that means they're used and run. There are torches, and there are also these things. They're good for, like, Berlin, big places that are very low lighting, but they're quite expensive. And yeah, stick with the torch if you wanna actually get scared. I'd go with a torch. The Tiger Eye Stone is an exorcism item, so this is gonna help exorcise the ghost. You'll know when you've done a successful exorcism because there'll be white smoke and some kind of blue and red kind of light tinge at the top of it or around it. If it's just white, they've just respawned. So incense sticks, same sort of thing. You need to be in the area of the ghost, and then you just right click, and then you just let this off, wait for it to fully go out, and then poof, it should bagger off, hopefully. Now, a way to exorcise demons and spirits, etc. Because, yeah, it's not just finding ghosts like in Phasmo. You do have to exorcise them. And it isn't just one thing you have to do. You have to do every exorcism. So it's really, really important that you get as much evidence as you can, because the more evidence you get, the more exorcisms you do, the easier it is to get out. And if your friend or someone dies, you can carry them to the van and they'll get half the XP and half the money. To sort this, all you have to do is, when I throw it, you aim at their feet, and you do this in a hunt. So press E to hold it, and then there you go. So, Assault Shotgun. So this is an exorcism item. You can either use Assault Shotgun and shoot the entity or spirit by right-clicking. So, but it comes with 2 bullets, then it's out. If you don't have Assault Shotgun, because it's quite a high-level item, you can just get the salt and throw it at them by using right-click. So you can either hit them with the salt, or they can walk over it and it'll work. The other thing that you've got is the neutrino gun. Now, this is something straight out of f***ing Ghostbusters, if I'm honest. So to work this, you have to shoot the entity or spirit or the cursed object. Now, if you are shooting the cursed object, it does have to be the OOC number 68 or 69. It can't be something that's 8 or something like that. It won't work. It has to be a very powerful cursed item. So to work this, you just right click and hold. Now, if you are in the van and it's chasing you, because spoiler, they chase you to the van, and it knocks on your door, they can break the door and they can get in, FYI. If you're in the van and you've got, let's just say it's I don't know, a demon, and you've got a cross here, right? Remember, that's going to put out a force field, like a circle. So it's not going to get in. Even if it breaks the door, you're safe. But if you don't want to use this, let's say it's broken the door, you can go in and shoot it under here. If you shoot it under the door, that's going to kill the demon, and it's going to protect your cross a little bit longer. One of my favorite items that I personally haven't got yet, but I really want to get, is there's this video camera. So ghost orbs, you'll see here, they indicate kind of where the ghost is going to be, or their room. You see them, right? That's cool. But what if you're in the van and you want to, you know, move it? Well, you can. You can move it up. You don't have to go in. With this camera, you can move it on the fly. EMF, I'm sure you'll be aware of the EMF if you've ever played Phasmo. Same thing, right click, and here you have, so for your ghost journal, if you're familiar with Phasmo, just press escape and then go to Ghostpedia. That's their version of it. This is the categories of spirit or demons, etc. There's only 2 levels for EMF. So it's 5 or 3 or 4. It's very obvious when it's 5, because it will just hit, if it ever hits 5, it's 5. The entity scan, I'll go over that in a minute. Proof temp. So remember we were talking about the Mel earlier, and I said that bottom temperature? That's what I was saying. So it has to be a 0 or negative. If it's room temperature or nothing like that, you can't fill it in, so just leave it blank. Written evidence, so that's like on the wall. That's generally in the book. That's what I've had. I've had like picture writing. It looks like stick men, or at least mine did. So to get the entity scan, you use the entity analyzer. Right click to turn it on. When you found where the ghost is, the ghost room, generally you wait for it to be at like 100%, or when you see it, it'll say, you know, the letters on there, and then you can determine what it is from there. Flashlight, same as normal. Right click, clicky clicky. This, I'm not sure what I think to this. So the danger detector, it's quite expensive for what it is. I've personally never used them. In case of close entity, it lights up yellow, and if it's in attack mode, basically, like when it's on a hunt, it goes red. You can't stop hunts. So even if you exorcise the ghost during a hunt, there's no way of stopping it. You've just got to try and outlive it at this point. It might change later on, but at this point, that's the situation. Now you'll see in here where it says audio proof, it'll say EVP, so that'll be like a voice through the spirit box, and it'll be very clear. It'll sound like a radio. It's simple as that. Easy peasy, right? It might not be a voice. It might just be a radio turning on. Voice in the house. You need to get that through the spirit box. Try not to just, like, if you hear laughing from a demon or something, try and get that while using a spirit box, because that'll help with your let's just take it as a demon right now. So let's just go with this. Probably, well, I don't know. Let's just say it's that for now. And just say demon. You need to recite the exorcism from the exorcism book without interruption several times. Where's the exorcism book? Where's the exorcism book? Oh, it's not in here. Basically, there's an extract in it that you have to read. If it doesn't work, try shutting it and reopening it and then reading it. You need to read it word for word without interruption, like a proper exorcism, like the power of Christ kind of stuff, you know. And that should be everything, honestly. If I did miss anything, guys, please do let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content. More to come. Stay safe, stay positive. See you in the next video.